it's your raw animal charm. No, you are.
Animal charm? It's like bestial charm. Animal charm, it's just like the charm of a hamster.
I defer to you. I'm going to say lots of things that are not true. 3 truths smuggled in. If anyone can spot them. No, you are. You're one of the most famous people in Britain. Everybody knows you. Lots of women are quite attracted to you, including my own wife, who wants to leave me and marry you instead. So, thanks for that.
That's very nice of you to say. I have no wish to destroy your marriage. But at the same time, I haven't met your wife, so I'm not insulting her. So I'm sure she's absolutely not down.
I'm glad we've had this conversation. The other thing is that you're also seen as the archetypal Englishman, is how I describe you. It's you and Stephen Fry up there as a vision of Englishness, maybe the Queen as well. Seen in a certain way. So reading your book, which is very good, and I recommend everybody does buy a copy, because you get £8 off the cost of it with your ticket.
Yes.
And he'll sign it afterwards as well. The thing that surprised me is
that's why it's cheaper. The other side is quite rare.
The thing that surprised me is that you're not even properly English.
Well, no, I was brought up to believe I was, in writing, my parents weren't lying. I was brought up to believe I was half Welsh and sort of half Scottish on the basis my dad's family is Scottish, but he was born in England, and I think so were his parents. They descend, their families were Scottish, they just sort of reckoned they had a right to Tartars. So yeah, I was brought up to believe, no, you're British, you're not English, you're half Welsh or half Scottish, and you just happen to live in England. Which I'm always slightly, it's confusing. See, everyone assumes I'm English because I seem so fucking English.
But you said in the book that Swansea is a place where you felt happiest in the world in your childhood.
Well, yeah, that was my mum's. Not a fan of Swansea. Swansea has its problems. It's not the most beautiful city on earth, it has to be said. But my mum's Welsh and was brought up in Swansea, and my grandparents on her side, they were lovely. They were my favourite. All 4 of my grandparents, they were my favourite too. In my childhood, we used to go to Swansea a lot. There's the nice Gower coast nearby. So yeah, Swansea was the place of ice cream and the seaside and fish and chips and nice things. Yeah.
Whereas Scotland was less pleasant.
My father's parents, who lived in Scotland, were my least favourite. I think it's quite a common thing that grandparents sort of seem to sort of split into evil and nice roles. And I was very clear as a child that I thought my dad's parents were a bit horrible. They didn't really do anything awful or mean me anything, but they sort of seemed to be a bit stern and cross that I existed. Whereas my parents went far too far the other way. Sort of led me to believe I was the greatest being on earth.
Your parents in general were very nice. So there were, your mum strikes me as a fantastic character. There were a couple of things that I was really surprised at. One is that you're seen as so posh, and you're not. I find it awkward that the way I'm perceived as posh, because I'm not denying that I haven't had a tough time. I have a nice, stable upbringing, and I went to a public school, and basically, if I'm in definitely the top socio-economic half, comfortably of the country, no doubt about it. But because of the sort of the media urge to split the world into the posh and the not posh, and because I'm definitely lumped rightly into the posh half, if that's how we're going to divide people up for future shooting. That's definitely how I should be lumped in with Cameron Osborne, and I don't make any bones about that. But within that half, I'm at the other end from Cameron Osborne. And I worry sometimes that really posh people will think, what's he doing saying he's posh? He's not posh, he's not related to any royalty or anything, he's prepared for polytechnic lecturers. I don't want to be either in denial of the extent to which I've had it easy, or to to be sort of pretentious and claiming to be a little bit blue-blooded, when in fact my background is incredibly normal. You know, I'm if you say you're very English, saying I'm half Welsh and half Scottish is about the most English thing in the world.
Especially in Edinburgh. Yeah, so you're at that kind of level of poshness where you do your weekly shopping in Waitrose, but pick up a couple of messages in Sainsbury's during the week. That's kind of that's great. No, but
I'm immediately because these are envious times. You know, so mentioning it, there'll be lynchings in Waitrose before. People don't. Laugh, that makes you worry. I think I've given someone an idea. It's a bad time to look like, to look prosperous.
Okay, we'll meet you outside Waitrose tomorrow. There's a great story in the book about how there was a regular annual prize for the best student at your school, which you didn't win, which was related to class.
It was when I was very little. I was sort of 11, I think, and yes, there was an academic prize for each year, and it was a small school, and I was a SWAT, and so the year before I won the academic prize, and this year I'll say it, I should have won the academic prize. My mother went a bit. She didn't go mad with a gun, but she was furious. She was obsessed with the idea that because this was a little prep school it was a choir school, although I wasn't in the choir, in Oxford where I grew up, and it was attached to one of the colleges in Oxford, so it was a lot of academics, children, quite Oxford, and my parents were polytechnic lecturers, and my mum was convinced that the reason I hadn't been given the prize was because I wasn't the son of a don at one of the colleges, and this was sort of academic snobbery, and I was the victim of it. And so she went and saw the headmaster and made him apologise to me. One of the most mortifying. This man in his early 60s came to explain, of whom I was terrified, trying to explain to me why he hadn't given me the prize and given it to some other child. And I went, "That's okay. You stop talking to me now." But it's a sort of sign that my parents had a bit of a kind of a chip on their shoulder, I suppose, about the academic environment in Oxford. And that's the time. That's the little crumb of suffering I have to offer. I had to fight through that kind of pressure. Potentially, maybe that kind. We're not sure.
And for what? Just so you could end up being shot in Waitrose.
Yeah. That's what I'll be screaming. Wow.